What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle against a subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today, we are going up against Misty here in an NU battle. We're going to be bringing the same team as last time, so we're going to get to see some Scyther action, and hopefully something like Meditite will be able to put in a lot of work. I really want Meditite to just kill some stuff. That's really what I'm hoping for. So we got this battle and one more after this that I'm going to bring this team for. So we have two more chances. Didn't really get to do a whole lot last time. But anyway, before we get started today, and before I go into the team and give you guys a review in case you are wondering what we're running, if you didn't watch the last battle or whatever, I just wanted to give you guys a quick shout out. Thank you to everybody that is continuing to show your support. Not even just on a daily basis, but just every once in a while. Those of you that stop by and leave a like or a comment or whatever, it really does mean a lot. It keeps my motivation up, and it really just helps out the channel in general, and as a result, a lot of new people are finding the channel every day, and it's because of you guys, not me. It's because of you guys. So, quick shout out to you guys. I feel like I've said you guys like 150,000 times, which is impressive in like 70 seconds. But okay, that's enough of that. I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned it because I haven't been talking about it recently. Anyway, let's take a look at my opponent's team here. Actually, no, we should go over what we are running first. We have a mixed defense Lanturn. It also is carrying Heal Bell, so it is the cleric for the team. Hazard Stack Garbodor, physically defensive with a Rocky Helmet. Choice Band, Scyther with the Quick Attack because the team kind of needed some priority action. Choice Scarf Meditite because it's surprisingly powerful with that pure power ability. High Jump Kick is no joke. But it doesn't look like it's going to be doing too much against my opponent's team. Wow, look at this team. Granbull, Misdreavus, Weezing, and Rotom all take like no damage from High Jump Kick. So anyway, then we have physically defensive Xatu. It is carrying the T-Wave, so we can slow some things down. And what else? What am I missing? Oh yeah, our spin blocker is going to be a Misdreavus. It is carrying the Nasty Plot and the Dazzling Gleam as well. I kind of clicked out of that screen a little bit too fast before I got to explain everything. Oh, somebody just gave me a nice. I don't know who that is down there. John. I'm not sure who that name belongs to. But anyway, we're leading off with Scyther here as he is going to lead off with his Rotom Fan. And this could potentially be Scarfed. And I don't know that I want to risk that, so I'm very tempted to just hard switch into Lanturn because he can't touch me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play around with this. He is going to go right for the Air Slash. So maybe he is Scarfed. Yeah, I really didn't want to risk it and have to take all that damage on my Scyther, especially because if he's able to get up rocks later on and I have prior damage on Scyther, then we're going to have an issue. So yeah, I don't have a Spinner or a Defogger, which is really weird because I have a Scyther, but I do have Xatu. So basically how I play this team is I play the Xatu very aggressively. Anytime that I see something that could potentially be a rocker come out on the field, Xatu's coming out, and if I sack it, I sack it, but it means that my opponent doesn't get rocks. So he's going to go into Missy Elliott, which is the Misdreavus. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Anyway, yeah, we get the Scald off. We do not get a burn, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't really mean anything because Misdreavus is pretty frail anyway, especially on the physical side. So if I can hit it with like a knockoff with Scyther, it's going to just die. Now, unfortunately, Scyther and Misdreavus, it's a speed tie. And it's going to be a speed tie with my own Misdreavus too. So this is looking like we might just have to win a speed tie. Or we're just going to have to take all kinds of damage. I don't think he's going to have something like Power Gem. So, I mean, I might have to just take a Shadow Ball. I don't know. Zen Headbutt might actually kill if we can get Meditite in safely. But at this point, it's looking like I need to just stay in and not pull a hard switch. I'm going to Volt Switch because that slow momentum gaining is always good. So he is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp for the extra damage, I guess, the passive damage. I am going to be able to Heal Bell that away later on, though. So that really doesn't do anything, and it means that I get a safe switch into whatever I want. I could go into Meditite here, but if I miss, I don't know that I really want to play that game. So I am going to go into Scyther here. There's also the chance that he's not max speed or he's modest. And if that's the case, I just outspeed and kill him. but we'll have to see. He may not want to risk this either, and because I'm bringing it out like this, he might think that I'm scarfed. It's possible. Nope, he's just going to go straight for the Willow. He does win the speed tie. That's not the end of the world, though, just because I do have Heal Bell. So, yeah, that's not a problem. And Knockoff is still going to kill this Misdreavus, even through the burn. That is a non-stab move. So we're going to get rid of the Life Orb. Okay. Life Orb, fair enough. Maybe he did have Nasty Plot. He only showed the Willow, right? He could have Nasty Plot and Willow together. Yeah, okay. Doesn't really matter, though, because Misdreavus is out of the way, which is fantastic. It wasn't too big of a threat to my team, but the speed tying shenanigans could have really screwed things up later on. So it's kind of relieving to have it out of the way. Now, he's got a lot of fat things on his team. He's got the Grand Bull, which I'm expecting to come in here, because now he definitely knows that I'm not scarfed. So, and the fact that I have Knockoff probably means that I'm banded. So yeah, he is going to go into Nicki Minaj here, which is the Grand Bull. Get a Intimidate off. And I do want to try to get in Lanturn to Heal Bell. The question is, do I want to do that right now, or do I want to try to pull that later? I don't think this Grand Bull can do a whole lot to me. It's almost certainly defensive. So that means that it might not have EQ, and even if it does, that's not going to kill me. Oh, wait a minute. This is offensive if he has the Ice Punch. Yeah, that did absolutely nothing, though. That did absolutely nothing. I do have quite a bit of defense investment and special defense investment. I have very minimal HP. Just because Lanturn already has a naturally high HP stat, you don't really need to invest in it to have a decent amount. As you can see, I've got 205 and barely any investment. So I do outspeed this, so I can just go for the Heal Bell to get rid of those burns, which is lovely. And he is going to pull out the Play Rough here. And that does about, what was that, 30-ish percent? 30-35%. But I can protect here for a little bit more lefties recovery if I so choose. And I think I am going to choose to reveal that here. So he's offensive, I guess. Or he's just defensive and he has Ice Punch? I don't know. I've never seen a defensive variant of Grand Bull carry the Ice Punch. But usually the offensive variants have the EQ just because. So I'm going to pull a hard switch into Garbodor here. I probably should have just Volt Switched, to be honest, just to get some damage off. But, oh well. So we will play, he's going to Play Rough, and that's going to do absolutely nothing. And he's going to take the Rocky Helmet Recoil. He does not show lefties. So maybe, I don't know what this thing is. Like, judging by the damage, that just doesn't look offensive to me, but I really don't know. I really don't know. I will go for a Toxic Spike here. Now, he does have Sand Slash to Rapid Spin that away, but I still have Misdreavus, which is completely healthy, so I can switch in on that. And I have a Colbur Berry, so he can't kill me with Knockoff in one hit, which means I will be able to at least get a hit off before he kills me, and hopefully put him in range of something else, so that he will not be able to get that spin off. I think we went up against a Sand Slash in the last battle, too. Like, I've noticed on for Wi-Fi battles that there is kind of a theme. Like in RU, whenever I do RU, everybody brings Mega Bayonet. It doesn't matter who I'm battling, just like it's always Mega Bayonet almost every single time. And then in NU, it's like Sand Slash all the time. I would not be surprised if the third battle that I take with this team also has a Sand Slash. And I guess what it comes down to is, like in RU, for example, there aren't a lot of good Megas. Like there's a very limited pool to choose from, so Mega Bayonet's one of them, so I guess you just see it a lot. And as for NU, there really are not a lot of good spinners. There really are not. So Sand Slash is probably one of the best, if not the best, in the tier. Cryogonal is another good one, but there really aren't that many of them. So Sand Slash fits on a lot of teams, and it does have the it has decent defenses, immunity to electricity, with the Volt Switches being everywhere. So I guess I could see how it fits on teams. I just find it interesting. I guess. I just went on a long tangent, and that it was really unnecessary. But now we're in a position where he could go for Stealth Rocks or Rapid Spin. I don't think he's going to Rapid Spin, but I really don't want Rocks up, so I'm actually not going to go into Misdreavus. I'm going to go into Xatu. And he actually goes for Stone Edge, I guess predicting that, but he's defensive, so that did not do nearly as much as I thought it was going to do. Wow, Xatu took that very, very well. That is definitely defensive Sandslash. I can Roost here if I wanted to, but I'll just go for a Psychic because since he's defensive, I do outspeed him. And any damage on this is good damage. That does over half. And he is going to go... I can't talk. He is going to be able to get off that Rapid Spin here, which is unfortunate. But Garbodor is still healthy, and he can come back in and set up Toxic Spikes again if I need him to. So, yeah, it's not the end of the world. I was basically in a position there where, because Sandslash has Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin a lot of the times, I needed to pick which one I wanted to prevent. Do I want to prevent the spin, or do I want to prevent the rocks? And since Garbodor is still alive and doing well and has the ability to switch in on something like Grand Bull, which does not have the EQ, as we scouted for that, I felt like preventing the rocks was a better choice because of the fact that we still have Scyther in the back. So I'm going to U-turn here, predicting the switch. He does switch into the Rotom Fan because he didn't want to take any more damage on that Sandslash, and understandably so. If he's going to have a chance to spin later on, he needs to preserve all the health that he can. So this is going to give me another opportunity to go back into Lanturn and get some more lefties recovery. So I could even protect here because I have an inkling that he is choiced. So I kind of would like to see what he wants to lock himself into, but either way, he can't hit me with anything. So he's actually going to trick. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to get the Scarf here. I'm expecting it to be Scarf. Yeah, it is Scarf. Alrighty. To be honest, we might still not outspeed this when we come back in, that is. But we do get the Volt Switch off. And this thing is slow now. It can also change up its moves. So we've seen the Air Slash and the Trick. I'm pretty sure it has Volt Switch. And I don't know what that last move is going to be. Could be any number of things. Sometimes they carry HP Grass just for things like Lanturn. But even that is not going to hit too hard. And I have a lot of things that resist Grass, so that would not worry me at all. He could carry T-Bolt for a stronger stab. Or even Will-O-Wisp. But I am going to go into Mismagius here, because now I do outspeed this. He can't kill me in one hit, so he's going to be in somewhat of a tricky position here. So I can just set up a Nasty Plot, because he's most likely just going to switch. Most likely. I mean, unless he really wants to Volt Switch and take that extra damage. I'm not sure how he wants to play this. But he is going to stay in, so I'm expecting a Volt Switch here, which shouldn't do too much. It should do less than half. But he's probably going to go into Cacturne, actually. Yeah, that does about 40%. He is going to go into Cacturne. I should have Shadow Balled for damage, because I'm pretty sure even with the Colbur Berry that I needed to be at a higher HP range to be able to take the Sucker Punch, which is likely coming. I could try to predict around that and go for another Nasty Plot here, but I think it's worth it to just keep this thing alive, because if I want to set up more spikes and stuff, I still will probably be able to take a knockoff from the Sandslash thanks to that Colbur Berry. So, yeah, I probably should switch. I really needed to Shadow Ball there. I forgot about the Scarecrow guy. Forgot about him for a second, but I have a very, very safe switch into Garbodor. Like, he cannot touch me with anything. Drain Punch does nothing. Seed Bomb does nothing. Sucker Punch obviously won't hit me for anything. Oh, just kidding. He has Leech Seed. Leech Seed Cacturne. What? Is this defensive? I mean, he has quite a few defensive Pokemon already. You didn't need any other fat things on your team. I mean, Cacturne isn't fat. It just isn't. I think I want to... let's see. So I want to set up more Toxic Spikes... Or do I want to... Yeah, I'm going to set up another layer of Toxic Spikes. There's really nothing stopping me as he shows off the Spiky Shield. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. I forgot that Cacturne got Spiky Shield in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. So, Leech Seed, Spiky Shield. Do you not have Sucker Punch? That would be interesting. That would be an interesting turn of events. Now, I could set up another layer of Toxic Spikes here. I could set up a layer of Spikes, or I could just Drain Punch him to get some HP back. And even if he is defensive, it's still going to do a decent amount because Cacturne has bad defenses. So I will just go for the Drain Punch. And yeah, that's going to do just about 50%. Actually, a little bit less than that, but I get quite a bit of HP back, and he's actually going to set up the Swords Dance. Leech Seed, Spiky Shield, Swords Dance. What is your only attacking move? As he's going to get some HP back via the Leech Seed there. So you're mono attacking. It has to be Stab. It's either Seed Bomb or Sucker Punch. I mean, he can't kill me with either. So I could just Drain Punch again if I really wanted to. He's probably going to Spiky Shield though. Just because usually it's used in a pattern. So I will set up spikes. Oh, he doesn't go for the Spiky Shield. He's going to attack me this turn with whatever his mono attacking move is. Oh, just kidding. He's going to set up to +4. That's... I don't know about that. You know I have Rocky Helmet. If I went for Leech... Or not Leech Seed. If I went for Drain Punch there, you were going to die to the Rocky Helmet. So yeah. Because I was going to get some HP back too, and then you'd have to make contact. I mean, unless it's Seed Bomb. I don't think Seed Bomb is a contact move. No, he actually has Sucker Punch at +4. It is going to take me out, but he has to take Rocky Helmet plus Aftermath. And now he just dies to a quick attack from Scyther. So he's going to waste his Cacturne here. I mean, he can just go for the Spiky Shield if he wants to. The other thing is, do I really want to lock myself in a quick attack when Sandslash can come in and try to rapid spin? I think the answer to that is yes. I don't care because I do have Misdreavus that can stop that spin. I am more than happy to sack it just to prevent that spin. So yeah, we'll go for the quick attack, and there's no way that Mr. Scarecrow here is taking that. Kind of curious as to what the investment was on that, just because that was a really, really weird set. Not even weird, I guess what I should say is unconventional. Because if you want to talk about weird sets, I'm the master of that. Because my sets are just, they're not even weird, they're just like downright unviable and silly most of the time. But that's what makes it fun. Sometimes you gotta go outside the box a little bit. So he's gonna bring in Wheezing, and yeah, I can't touch this. So I am gonna go out into Xatu, especially in case he wants to Willow here. I don't know if he will, because I have a Xatu. No, he's just going to actually go for the Flamethrower. And that's not going to do too much, even though I am physically defensive and not specially defensive. Xatu has taken hits. The last couple battles, it would just not die. Like, it's just taking hits like a champ. I can go for Psychic here. He doesn't have a safe switch in because Cacturne is gone. So, yeah, that's going to do well over half. And he's going to fire off a Sludge Bomb, which will probably kill me. No, it will not, but he is going to get the poison, and with the lefties, actually, that's not going to take me out, I don't think. Xatu just won't die. It just won't die. What is with this bird? I don't understand. So it looked like Wheezing showed off the lefties and not the Black Sludge, which is interesting. But fair enough. Now, I could Roost here if I really wanted to. He may switch just to not lose Wheezing. But my best play here is, I think, just going for Psychic. I really don't need Xatu for anything. Getting this Wheezing out of the way does pave the way for Scyther to be able to do some stuff. So that is good. And we'll see what he goes into here, as unfortunately... Oh, never mind. He lives with 2 HP. Why will he never die? Like, I kind of wanted him to die there because I wanted to get a safe switch. But at the same time, now I get to see what my opponent is going to go into. So then we can make the appropriate play. This thing, it just... I have no words. I have no words for this Xatu. #1 fan. That's a great nickname for a Rotom fan, by the way. I didn't even mention that earlier, but it is. It really is. I'm going to go for Psychic. He does outspeed me, even though he did lose his Scarf because I'm defensive. And finally, Xatu is going to bite the dust after however many hits it absorbed, plus poison damage and all that stuff. That's just ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen a Xatu last this long. Like, over the last 2 battles, it's survived like a combined like 10 hits or something. It's just silliness. So out comes the Sandslash, and he is going to be poisoned, which is lovely. He's going to be hurt by the first layer of spikes. He's got to show off his lefties again, and we can very easily prevent this spin, which is great because we can wear down the Granbull which otherwise could prove to be a little bit difficult to take out, especially because I did lose Garbodor. So he's got Sandslash, Granbull, and the Rotom left. And as long as I have Lanturn, we're in a great position here. Pretty sure Shadow Ball will take him out from here. And it doesn't really make sense for him to switch. At this point, I think he just needs to sack this. So we're going to be in a good position, that's for sure. And I mean, yeah, if he wants to bring in, regardless of what he brings in, we do outspeed it. So we can get some damage off on that Rotom, or we can get some damage off on the Granbull before going down. Unless this doesn't kill, but it does. So down goes the shiny Sandslash. And my guess is the Rotom here is what he's going to go into, just because... Oh no, this is the Granbull, never mind. I figured he would want this as healthy as possible. But... yeah, this thing can actually do some damage to the rest of my team. Even though it doesn't have the EQ, it can still do some damage. And like, Meditite and Scyther can't OHKO it. So I have to whittle it down. The Rotom, on the other hand, I mean, I can't OHKO it, but it just gets hard-walled by the Lanturn. So he's going to be in a position where, at that point, he's going to have to flinch me to death with air slashes, because I'm pretty sure he still does outspeed me, even though that Lanturn is now carrying a scarf. At this point, excuse that noise in the background if you can hear it. But yeah, there's things happening, so I don't know. We'll go for a Shadow Ball here, and yeah, we get the special defense drop. Not even bad. He's going to go for the Play Rough. That's going to take us out because, yeah. Misdreavus has pretty bad physical defense. I was not expecting to take that, regardless of whether this is defensive or not. Maybe it's Assault Vest. I don't know. I feel like the damage it's been putting out, though, has been relatively lackluster. I don't know how I feel about that. We could go into Dolly here and lock ourselves into Ice Punch, but I don't think that's necessary at this point. We can get some free lefties recovery by going into Lanturn here, and we can just lock ourselves into Scald at this point. There's really no reason to go for anything else, because, yeah, why not? I mean, there's also the chance that we get the burn on the, what do you call it? The Rotom. So this battle is mostly wrapped up, but there is the chance that he could hack me to death. So as long as we get some damage off on this, we can kill it with an Ice Punch with Meditite. So we basically just need to get one Scald off. Although he does have lefties too. So he's going to come in, go for the Air Slash. That does absolutely nothing. We do get a Scald off, which is great. And that does a solid chunk. No burn, unfortunately, but that's not the end of the world. One more Scald, plus a burn, I think we'll take him out. Or if not, we'll have to get 2 Scalds off. But he will go for the Air Slash again. There's really no reason for him not to. It's only doing like 25 HP. And unfortunately, we are going to flinch this time. Which is not the end of the world. It's bound to happen. It's like a 30% chance. So we'll go for Scald again. And he's just spamming Air Slash. He's going for the flinches. I mean, I guess that's his only chance to win, but we're going to flinch a second time. I think if he gets a higher damage roll here, he will be able to take us out, and he's getting all that lefties recovery. That is really unfortunate. Like, the first flinch, I understand, but 2 in a row, come on now. And we do actually take that with 7 HP. He's going to get a 3rd flinch in a row! Really? Roman, what is going on? Why are you frowning upon Lanturn? What did she ever do to you? So he's going to hit another Air Slash. I was really hoping he was going to miss that Air Slash because he's been getting all the luck here with all the flinches. So he gets all that lefties recovery. He's basically back up where he was before, so just without Lanturn. That stinks. That really, really stinks. I do outspeed him with Scyther, so I can go in and fire off a knockoff here. And so I think it's going to come down to Meditite, because he's going to kill me with an Air Slash / Volt Switch. And there's really nothing I can do about it. So I have to go for knockoff. That's my best play, and at least I get rid of the lefties. So that's something. I don't think this is going to kill, even though I am Choice Banded. Just because the Rotom forms do have decent defenses. It's like base 105 or 106 or something like that. So I'm not expecting this to kill. So this is just dragging it on, unfortunately. I really thought Lanturn was going to pull the match back for us, but it just, or not pull it back because we weren't behind, but pull it home for us, I guess I should say. So I guess he's debating his moves here. I don't think we saw the fourth move. We saw Trick, Volt Switch, Air Slash. I don't know what else he has. He's going to live with like 1 HP. Okay, maybe a little bit more than 1. And he does show off the fourth move here, which is going to be T-Bolt, and that is going to be enough to take Winfrey out, which is unfortunate. He doesn't know that my Meditite is scarfed at this point, so he may think that he has the match. But it would have just been because of hacks. But it's not going to matter. The hacks really didn't mean anything because we do have our Meditite here, which once again, for the second time in a row, will be pulling the match to a close as we are going to take it out with an Ice Punch. And it would have been a different story if he kept his Scarf. But if that was the case, maybe Lanturn would have pulled the match back. I don't know. Never mind. It doesn't matter because he still could have flinched me. Anyway, that's going to be that. So it ended up being a 1-0 in our favor. Good stuff. We still have 1 battle left with this team. I want to thank you for the battle, Misty, or I don't remember what your Twitter name is, but anyway, yeah, thank you for the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment or whatever you would like to do, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.